Well, hi, a very good morning to you from Ships and Shipping, coming to you today, Wednesday, the 12th of June, 2024. And we're looking at the ship currently on berth number 9, which is a ship with an interesting Greek name. Am I going to try it? Yeah, I'll give it a go. I love it. Okay. So it's Aetolikas. Aetolikas? I guess that's how you would say it as an English person pronouncing that word. I don't know how you would pronounce it in its native tongue, i.e., the tongue of the owners, but there you go. So that's all we've got on berth number 9. On berth number 8, there is nothing at all alongside, which is quite quiet, isn't it, really? So what else are we having in there today? Let's have a look for you. We'll actually have a look at today's ships and shipping forecast of what's happening from the Port of Felixstowe's page. That's give you that. I'll just get that banner out of the way because, from my point of view, there you go. That is the website to use if you're actually going to keep a track on ships that are about. It gives you a good general guide, but it's also worth having a proper look at the. Oh, that's nice to see. We're also going to have a proper look at the Harwich Haven Authority next time we come up and have a look at their forecast page because that's pretty useful as well. Let's just have a look at what's coming out from behind that little ship. Let's see what we've got. Get in there. And let's just get back to where we were and back to there. So what have we got coming out there? We've got Tulipa Seaways coming out. We're not going to get a particularly good shot of her, I don't think. Let's have a look. And we'll just go around. I'm pretty fond of these ships because going back to about 2015, I was lucky enough to be given a both ways trip aboard Croatia Seaways and Zealandia Seaways to and from Rotterdam, Vladingen Basin. And that was really interesting. And that's on my old site, Shipping TV. You can find that if you want to have a look. And we'll also just get a nice little shot coming from behind. There we go. Coming from behind the the telescope mounting, we're also going to have Elisa, which is one of those nice little Damon shoalbuster tugs, which I like a lot, and she's going to be poking her nose out from behind there shortly. Here she comes, and we'll just go around until we lose the picture. There we go, just around there, is it? I don't know. I'm just interested to see how far I can pan round before I start to lose the picture. There we go. There we go. And we're going to be talking, I think, in the next day or so about the twins from Harwich, which is Stena Fortella and Stena Forerunner. They are going to have some work done. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail with that with a video later on, I hope today, if I can get it done. And we'll see what happens there. And let's say good morning to our friend Ralph, who's out there this morning. Yeah, it was. Right, you're off on the course. What course are you doing then, Ralph? Got to ask, haven't I? Don't tell me if you don't want to, though. But yeah, Timor cranes for Gateway. So that actually completes their crane order as far as ZPMC is concerned. So they've now got 4 new cranes this year. I don't know what the current price of cranes is. The last I looked at them was about 7 million each. But in fact, I think they're now quite a lot of that. If you're watching and you like what we do, give us a like, give us a shout. Always pleased to hear from you. And what are we going to talk about this morning? Well, there's one or two little things I want to just mention. The first one was that thing with Forerunner and Forteller. they're having an extra deck put in. I'll put in some more work on that video today, and we'll get that in front of you so you can actually see what's happening. It could mark some fairly serious changes at Harwich International, insofar as we might have different ships, because the reality, we're going to have different ships for the while that they're having their work done. But will they come back to us? I guess it probably depends on the volume of trade coming out of Harwich for Rotterdam. We'll see. The other thing I wanted to talk about briefly was I caught on to something interesting this morning, which I'll be dealing with, I hope, over the next 3 or 4 days, which is seafarers who are having an increasingly tough time. Seafarers tend to have a very tough time in many circumstances. Now, I'm very lucky. I live in the UK, and therefore all the ships that I see come to the UK, and most of them have good quality, well, I guess you'd say good living conditions and good working conditions for seafarers. But across the road, across the world, excuse me, across the world, many seafarers have a difficult time, and difficult is sometimes saying the least of it. It's not a good thing. They live in poor conditions. Their wages are quite often not paid to them on time, and their living conditions aboard the ship are pretty poor. So that's something I want to deal with more, and I'm hoping to get some seafarers on board with Ships and Shipping to actually tell us more about it, and to give us a bit of a clue as to what's happening in their world. I think it's important that we support the people who support us, because without ships and the shipping industry, we would not have the lives that we have in the UK right now. It's true, isn't it? Because we wouldn't get half the stuff that we get. Don't forget that 90% of what you get in shops in the UK does come from, or is brought here by ship. It's an interesting one, isn't it? And we'll do a bit more about that as well in the near future, I think. So there you have it. That's my little morning this morning. As you can see from that graphic I put up a bit earlier, let's just go back to it, just to kind of, there we go. Yeah, this graphic shows you what Ships and Shipping is moving today in the port of Felixstowe. And as you can see, there isn't a lot this morning. There's a bit more this afternoon. Hong Kong is doing, OOCL Hong Kong, and Ellie, I think, is due out. And yeah. There we go. Ellie Maersk is right at the top of the page. She's due out somewhat later today. So we'll do what we can to keep up with that. And when we've got anything more, we'll let you know. Okay, I'm Chris. This is Ships and Shipping. It is Tuesday, the 12th of June, 2023. Temperature this morning here is about 13 or 14 degrees, and the wind is very gentle. It's about 5 knots, and it looks like something around the west southwesterly today, which is our prevailing wind here. But very quiet, very peaceful, and nothing too much happening. Okay, take care now. I hope see you soon. Let's just go to the other bit that I wanted to say, and there we go. This is the most important bit that we kind of do for you, which is that we say thank you very much for watching, because without you watching, there'd be no point to doing it, would there? And what we'll do just before we depart is we'll just have, what we'll do just before we depart is have a couple of minutes of this little ship and the cranes at work.